Yine merhaba. Saat 10. Marinadan ayrıldık. Şu an dalış yerimize doğru gidiyoruz. Birazdan eğitmenimiz ya da rehberimiz briefing verecek. Bugün eşim ve oğlumla geldik. Bir tek biz varız gemide. Oğlan gayet keyifli. Şu an kaptanla tekneyi sürüyor.
Aşkım çok geliyor.
Aybars.
Aybar. Aferin anne.
Çok mutlu gördüğünüz gibi kendisi. Yağmur Hanım ondan da mutlu. Evet.
Kaporda dursun ikimiz dalalım.
Uy. Uy.
Wow! Big Captain!
Kaptan Aybars.
Bravo Big Captain! Bravo!
Öyle. Hoca briefing için geldi.
I think if you leave him here, he will be happy.
Yeah.
So, okay. So anyway, if you remember yesterday, I explained you about all this, but today we have Yamur, so I would like also to explain to her. So, as you can see here, this is the map of South Sinai, okay? And the South Sinai itself, it's remain between the two Gulf of Suez and the Gulf of Aqaba.
Bu Suez Körfezi.
Akaba.
Akaba Körfezi. Burası da Sina Çölü. İki körfezin kesiştiği nokta. Şarm da burada yerleşiyor.
Yeah, exactly. So we are here in this area of Sharm El Sheikh. And Sharm El Sheikh, especially from old South Sinai, it is the only part who is remain between the two Gulf. Because if you talk about Dahab is in Gulf of Aqaba. Nuweiba, Taba, all this is the Gulf of Aqaba. Only Sharm El Sheikh is remain between the two Gulf. This is what makes the reef in Sharm El Sheikh, it's amazing. Also, if you're thinking about
Şarm, sadece Şarm iki körfezin arasında kalıyor. Mesela Dahab Akaba'da kalıyor. Öbür bölgeler iki bölgenin arasında kalan Şarm olduğu için buranın da mercanları, reefleri daha güzel.
So, here in Sharm we have three areas we can dive by boat, even somewhere we can dive by shore. But let's talk about by boat. We have Ras Mohammed, and Ras Mohammed, there is some part of Ras Mohammed in Gulf of Aqaba and some part Gulf of Suez. Okay, and we have local dive site. We have south and north local, because north we can do as we can go from the same port where we go to out from to go to Ras Mohammed. South we can go and we make it from the another part. Okay, anyway, so and we have the street of Tiran or Tiran Island, what you can see from here, but it's a bit far away. So today we are going to local dive site. I would like to show you how it's local, and by the way, we call local dive site because it is in the front of all the coast of Sharm El Sheikh. For this we say local dive site.
Lokal dive site dediği yerel dalış merkezi. Çünkü Şarm'ın kıyılarında yerleştiği için lokal dive site.
Bugünlerde dalıyormuşuz.
Here we can see as a local dive site.
O bölge işte.
Okay.
Şarm local dive site.
Yes. So, if we talk about south local, this we can do it when we go out to go to Tiran Island, because a bit far from here. North, we can do it if the same port where we can go from the port of same one we go to Ras Mohammed. So today,
Hepsini gezmeyeceğiz değil mi? Bir tanesini.
so today we are in the north of local dive site.
Lokal şeyin kuzey kısmında kalacağız.
Here and also here. All this area we can say as north. This is south. Okay, so today we decide to make as a first dive in near garden. Okay.
Şey de var.
Near garden. Near garden itself, we can make it as by 3 ways to dive by boat. Because I explained yesterday for Ali about this. We have 3 ways to dive by boat: drift dive, semi-drift, and mooring dive. Because there is a part where we can mooring the boat, so we can make it as a drift dive. We make all the corner, okay, or we can make as a mooring dive. So we start from the mooring, we go to make our dives, doesn't matter right or left, this depends for sure how is the current direction and the condition, okay, or we can make also semi-drift. So if you remember how it is this, or I explain? I explain.
Bir de normal.
I explain to you. Okay, drift dive, it means the boat it's always moving. So where we decide to jump, the captain go a little bit near the reef, and we starting from one point where the captain are stopped by boat. Okay, and we make it as drift dive, and doesn't matter where we finish our dive, because for sure the captain knows that in our direction, in this direction, so he waits more or less in this area. And when I put out my SMP, when we do our safe to stop, okay, he sees that the SMP there, so he waiting that when we go in surface, he come near us, they drop for us the line, and by the line we pull ourselves to back to the boat. Yeah. And always when we end our dive and we back to the boat, we back to the boat with full equipment. Fence on, mask on, and regulator on. Okay? Why? Because can happen that when you are climbing up the stairs, can happen that you fall down. But anyway, if you have your full equipment, doesn't matter, because you have your mask in, no water come inside. You have your regulator in, no water come inside. And you have your fence, so you can help yourself to back again to the boat. Okay? This as a drift dive. Semi-drift, it is the same of drift dive, but the only difference thing that we start from one point when the boat is mooring or tiding in one line. So we have to start from this point. But we make as drifting, and for sure the captain know where we are going in which direction. So the same of drift, he waiting for us until when we finish our dive, and they come for us and they pick us up. Okay? Mooring dive, it means the boat, it's always mooring in one place. We go to make our dive exactly, and we have to back again to the same point. Okay?
Hangisini istersen.
Hangisi güzel?
And always there is something, this is let's say it's important, and it's like a rule in each dive. You have to let your dive guide know when you reach 100 bar and
100'e vardığında,
60 or 50 bar.
60'a vardığında, 50'ye, 60'a da 50'ye vardığında Şerif'e söyleyeceksin. Bir 100, ikincisi 60, 50. Tamam mı?
Why? Because if we are making a drift dive or semi-drift dive with 100 bar, we have to start to be shallow and shallow and shallow.
Hayır hayır. 100'den sonra 100'e kadar takılacağız. 100'den sonra yavaş yavaş yükselmeye başlayacağız. Sonra 50'ye geleceksin. Diyeceksin ki 50 değil. O zaman da safety stop, yani 5 metrede 3 dakika kalıyoruz ya. Onu yapacaksınız. Tamam mı? O yüzden bildirmen lazım.
Okay? This is in the drift or semi-drift dive. With mooring dive, with 100 bar, we have to start to be shallow, but we have also to turn to go back again in the same point where we start our dive.
Mooring dive'da drift dive'dan farklı olarak şey yaptığın zaman, yüze geldiğin zaman sadece yükselmiyorsun. Aynı zamanda yükselirken de daldığın tekniğe geri dönmen gerekiyor. O yüzden önemli.
Okay? So, today we will make it our dive as a first dive. We will make it as a mooring dive. So Ali can go mooring dive. So the boat stop, we start our dive from there, we make our dive and we back again to the boat. So during when we make our dive, Ali can go swimming with the prince. Okay? Okay. For us, when we back and we go, we can make it as a drift dive. It's okay. Okay, so near garden itself, you can see here there is the main reef who is coming from near the beach, okay, and it's exactly where are front of us there. Okay, so the boat when are mooring, it's a little bit far from the main reef. So for us as a first dive, we will start and you make a weight check. When everything is okay, we just start to go down to reach 7-10 meters and we start to cross to be near the reef. And when we are there, I will see how is the current direction and the condition. So I will decide in which direction we go. Because to make as a mooring dive like this, for sure in the beginning of the dive, we have to be against the current. So when we reach 100 bar, we start to go back, so we back easy with current and we start to be shallow. Okay? So we will see how it's the current direction and condition and we will decide in which direction we go. But the most of the time here, sometime can happen, but it's most of the time, we have a current coming from this direction, what is means the reef in the right side. But when we reach the corner here, can happen that there is another current is coming from the other direction. Okay?
Bak diyor ki genel olarak suyun akışı yönü genelde böyle oluyor. Ama bazen buraya geldiğimizde öbür taraftan da şey gelebilir, akıntı gelebilir.
Okay? So we will see how in which direction we will go. Anyway, it could be easy.
Yönümüzü ona göre seçeceğiz diyor. Suya dalacağız, bakacağız akıntı ne tarafta ona göre. Ya sağa ya sola gideceğiz.
For our maximum deep, we can make it as a 20 meter maximum deep. Okay? And then
20 metreye dalacağız.
we will continue all our dive. Doesn't matter right or left. Just remember to sign me 100 bar. So when you reach 100 bar, we will go back and we start to be shallow and shallow. When we reach the point where are the boat it's mooring, I will sign for you to make the safety stop. Means in 5 meter, 3 minutes, you control your computer. Yes, I am in 5 meter and there is the 3 minutes are countdown. Okay, when my safety stop is finished, I will look at you and I say, your computer, it's clear, or your computer, it's okay. No, Sharif, I still have 1 minute. Okay, we wait until when your computer, it's clear, you say, Sharif, my computer, it's clear. So in this moment, we will start to go in surface and then we swim back to the boat. If I realize there is no speed boat around, we can finish our dive near the boat because as I see, there is no any boat around. So anyway, I will put my SMB so everyone around, they see there is some divers there. So we come back near the boat and we finish our dive near the boat. But the most of the time I prefer to finish near the reef and then in surface we swim back to the boat. So everyone around, they can see there is some diver in the water so they don't come near. Okay? Tamam? Okay. This is for our dive. For our dive later, when I back, okay, I can make like, I will try to be a little bit shallow, okay? And then after half an hour more or less, we can make our dive, but we can make as a drift dive. So we start a little bit far from the corner and we make all our side here and maybe we can finish more or less here in the corner. Okay? This will be the difference between mooring and drift dive. Okay, so Yamur, now let's go to prepare. Okay, first I will go to tie the boat and then I will back, so you will be ready, and then we can go to start our dive. Okay? Clear?
Clear.
Any questions, Yamar?
No.
Okay. Let's go.
Yağmur'un dalışı sona erdi. Şu an tekneyle onları almaya geldik. Şu şekilde. Orada gördüğünüz o turuncu şey SPD mi diyor ne? Oradalar. Şu an tekneye doğru yüzecekler. Sonra mürettebatta halata atınca halatla beraber onları tekneye çekeceğiz. Bu tarafa doğru geliyorlar yavaş yavaş. Şu an onları almaya doğru dönüyoruz. Nasıldı? Baby içeride. Nasıldı? Halatı tut. Halatı bırak. Paletlerinle çıkacaksın.
Paletimi çıkarmayayım mı?
Yok, onlar da çıkacaksın.
Ay çıkamam.
Çıkarsın. Hadi.
Niye çıkartmıyoruz?
Geri düşersen tekne hareket ettiği için.
We meet one Napoleon. He became in love
Napolyon
with me.
Şerif'e aşık oldu.
For 10
Bayağı
minutes.
bir aşık oldu yani çevirsene bunu be. Dudaklarını falan aşağı.
For 10 minutes. He
Benim
stay
bir
like this.
kesiyor.
Front of my face like this. What you want?
Anladım.
Wow.
Ne istiyorsun dedim diyor.
انا هعملها هنا